$200 from Fieltor. TaskBot is amazing. Thanks for all the runners this week. Thank you. I have an anonymous $100 donation with no comment. Thank you very much. Another $100 anonymous donation. First time donating, fourth time watching AGDQ. My grandma was diagnosed with cancer in the past 2 years. I'd rather not lose her or anyone else to this horrible thing. Kill the animals. Thank you. $100 from the Mad Bicyclist. Couldn't donate during my favorite games, but I'm digging the TaskBot shenanigans. Thank you very much. That gives you an idea of how far behind we are. We have $100 from Haogi. Thank you guys for doing these events. They are so much fun to watch every year. Thank you. $300 from Waffle Spoon. Me and my mother have a tradition where we play Zelda games together. We started with LTTP. I handled the boss fights, she handled the puzzles. All is better with jolly cooperation, so let's kill bosses and prevent cancer together. And kill the animals. Thank you. $50 from Deadly Donut. Every bit helps. This goes to killing the animals. Thank you. $50 from Josh36. Had to donate during Zelda, my favorite series of all time, and for those amazing prizes, because cancer sucks. Yes, it does. Thank you very much. $50 from Tuapa. We have saved enough animals at GDQ. Kill them. Thank you. $50 from Zarandon. Zelda is one of my first things my brother and I bonded over, and I couldn't even dream to count the amount of hours I spent watching him play Link to the Past. Let's destroy cancer like we destroy those Zelda bosses. Link doesn't attack the animals, so we shouldn't either. Save the animals. $75 from Sabin24. The wife is a big Zelda fan, so I got to get my donation in for these awesome Zelda prizes. Thank you. $101 from Glenn73. Donating again for the Final Fantasy IV fights to happen. Will be an awesome finish to the marathon. Yes, it will. Thank you. $50 from Zach190. Let's kill Bahamut and cancer. Thank you. $50 from Geiger. This is one of the best Twitch events. I've been here for years now and always look forward to it. Sad it's already the last day. Thanks for the good entertainment and the good cause. Thank you very much. $50 from Seven Deadly Sins. AGDQ has been an incredible presence the last few years. While I haven't been directly touched by cancer, I know people who have, and it's something that nobody should have to deal with. Stay awesome. Thank you. We'll try. $100 from Person69. $1 million hype. Thank you very much. $50 from Philip Walgren. I love AGDQ and SGDQ. Perfect concept, perfectly executed. Greetings from, I don't know what this country's name is. It's in Sweden. Norralsjö, Sweden, I think you say it. Sorry about that. Save the animals. Thank you. $50 from Ricky17. I love you, AGDQ. Can't wait for the FF4 speedrun. Jump, Kane, jump. Send our prayers to the moon and to everyone fighting cancer around the world. Thank you very much. $75 from Soy. Had to donate during my favorite game of all time. Here's to ending cancer one game at a time. Put this towards Leviathan. The Metroid animal shouldn't be alone in the slaughter. Thank you. $51 from Emily. Thank you all for an amazing week, especially to Blecky for making runs interesting and understandable for a newbie like me. Great cause, and I'm happy donating. Oh, and save the frames, kill the animals. $99 from Classic. Don't know what to say. Just take my money for the good and hype. Thank you very much. $100 from TaskBot28228. Puny human disease. No match for TaskBot. Anonymous $200 donation. Great job as always, everyone. Keep it up. We are. Thank you. $50 from Vipples. You guys rock. Thanks for all the hard work you put into the event. Save the animals. $100 from J-Ray. Zelda ALTTP, one of the top 10 games ever made. Gotta donate. Thank you very much. $50 from Ball. Did someone just say over 1 million hype? Yes, we did. $50 from Kill'emEXE. Let's see that Leviathan fight. Kill all the animals. $50 from Zirit. Managed to watch a lot of AGDQ this year. Thanks for the entertainment and, of course, kill the animals. Thank you. $50 from Posthuman. Too bad the event is almost over, but thanks to all the supporters and games for another amazing Games Done Quick. You're welcome. Thank you very much. $300 from Michael M. AGDQ is the best way to start 2016. Thanks, everyone, for the hard work every year. Bahamut must die. Yes, he must. $100 from Doug King. Great event, fun to watch, and a great cause. Thank you. $50 from Magimaster. Let the couch choose where this donation goes. I hope they did. Thank you. $142.52 from Juice Honky. Donating during one of the best games of all time, Zelda ATTP. The amount is the current 100% world record. I'd use my own PB, but that would be quite a bit more money. Good luck on the runs, guys. Thank you very much. Anonymous $150 donation. I don't mean to brag, but when I clicked the donate button just now, frame perfect. Thank you for speedrunning the donation. $100 from Nebium. Just doing my bit in the final push. The organizers, volunteers, runners, and sponsors just like to say, keep doing the awesome things you're doing, and good luck hitting 1 million. Thank you. $100 from Mikado. Having lost several family members to cancer, thank you for having this great event for such a great cause. Keep up the great work. Let's break that $1 million. We already did. Thank you. Also, murder the animals. They make for tasty steak. $100 from the Count 38. You know that I am called the Count because I really love to count. Sometimes I sit and count all day. Sometimes I get carried away. That is $1 million. Anonymous $250 donation. Almost everyone in my family, including pets, either have had, or have died from cancer. I want to thank all the runners, the staff, and everyone who has donated. Let's prevent cancer so that no one else has to fight that terrible disease. $95 from Harry168. Sorry I couldn't donate $100. Hopefully someone out there in Twitch chat can help me get the extra 5. I'm sure there's someone out there somewhere. Thank you. $75 from Shay152. Been a fan of the marathon since 2012. Great cause, great runners, great event. My mind always gets blown multiple times each year. Here's to many more years to come and the $1 million hype. Money goes to Runner's Choice. $75 from Mascaron. $1 million hype. Last time we saved the animals, this time we must kill the animals. I agree. Thank you. $128 from Copro. Wasn't sure what to donate for. Times that Penga killed a Yoshi? Times that Tasspot messed up? Times that Kirby fell down in practice? One thing's for sure, the animals deserve their chance to be saved after brutally exploding so many times. Thank you. $50 from Dave250. Greetings from Germany. Had to donate during my favorite game of all time. Save the princess, kill the animals. $75 from GuideBot2. $1 million hype? Love these events. Look forward to them every time they come up. My productivity at work seriously suffered, but was for a good cause. Oh, and save the animals. $100 from Martia86.
Yeah.
Great event, guys. Had a blast watching you guys run all the way from Sweden. Reach that $1 million hype.
Let's go.
$100 from Zach Perlman. $1 million hype. Thank you so much for your hard work, everyone, in front and behind the camera. Been watching for 3 years. Love taking the weekend off and watching all these dope players smash dope games. Save the animals. $100 from Mike Kriziak. Greetings, everyone. Long-time watcher, first-time donating. Thank you all for putting on amazing AGDQ once again. Here's to seeing that Bahamut fight. Thank you. $100 from Grand Megas. I love everything about GDQs and look forward to them every year. We do too. Thank you very much. $100 from James E. Love the Zelda block. Do it fast, guys. Speaking of fast, let's get rid of everything that might slow us down. Kill those animals.
All right. Layout set? Yeah, it is. We're good to go. I guess you can introduce it.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm FatB, and this is...
Hi, I'm Bubbles Del Fuego.
And this is Bloodborne. So we had a character named Bidwar, and
yes,
the Yeti donated $15,000 to their friend.
Do a quick refresh here, see who won. By the way, the character naming incentive raised $40,569.81.
That's pretty good.
And as previously explained, the winner is Kev Bobbitt, $15,613.89.
And we're going to make another character later in the run, and that guy gets second place name.
Okay.
But we're going to see that in about 10 minutes into the run.
Do you want the name now, or do you want to wait till then?
I think we'll like to surprise them.
We'll surprise them.
Alrighty, you got it.
So this is a character select screen. We pick file and past. It has the best stat alignment for what we want right now. So time's going to start after I get out of this first loading screen, which is about 35 seconds. So here we go. So first thing you're going to notice is this is a depatched version of the game. This is just a vanilla disk. So we have the old loading screen.
Just in case you guys forgot what game we're playing.
Yeah. I'll never forget. It's burned into my TV at home.
Is it really the logo is just burned into your TV?
Yep.
Oh, that's wonderful. Good job, FromSoft.
All right. And time. Start? Somebody?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're good, yeah.
All right. So, first thing we're going to do is try and get back to the Hunter's Dream. Hunter's Dream is the hub world. If you're familiar with the Soul series, it's kind of like the Nexus in Demon Souls. And there we're going to pick up some weapons and then go pick up some items before we head to the first skip of the game.
He just canceled his jumping animation by interacting with the door there. The leap of the jump is faster, so you don't want to jump a million times on the way to the door.
You're going to see me roll out of some of the animations. It's just to get me faster momentum. I'm going to pick up some blood vials for safety here.
He has to use these marathon strategies to make sure that he doesn't die. If you know that these From Software games can be pretty grueling.
Alright, so this is the first lantern in the game. As opposed to other Souls games, the lantern replaces the bonfires.
So he just had to get there as soon as he could, so he could warp back to his hub.
Alternatively, we could have died, and it would trigger a teleport, but that's slow, and we have to go this way anyway. So we're going to pick the Saw Cleaver. It has the fastest way to build up Beasthood in the game. I'm going to talk more about that later when it becomes relevant. Whenever there's a loading screen is a great time to do donations, if we're not talking about anything.
Okay. We have $500 anonymously donated. Thank you so much for this wonderful event. Thank you very much.
That's a lot of money.
And we have another $500 donation from the Malefic Crew. Greetings from Florida. White Scythe here to donate for the first time and definitely not the last. Been watching GDQ for a while, and this is the first time I've been able to catch it live. My donation is in honor of my uncle, who just last week was diagnosed with lung cancer. So when is a better fitting time to donate to a great cause? Let's hear a round of applause for preventing cancer and all the wonderful people that make events like this possible. Let's keep it up and make a change. Bloodborne hype! Fear the old blood. Thank you very much for that big donation.
All right.
This is a pretty hype game, yeah.
So that first item was a upgrade material. There's 3 different tiers I'm going to pick up. Unfortunately, the last tier is...
Okay, got out of there.
Yeah.
That's
They like to group up sometimes. It's a bit of bad RNG.
They always travel in groups, but depending on their density and what part of the group, their formation, they can really just swarm you.
So this is the only real enemy we're going to fight in the game. That's not a boss. My timing is off there.
He's trying to get a parry.
Yeah. I'm just going to try and fish for... He's too far away. There we go. Now I'm just going to run behind him and trigger a backstab and follow up with an overhead. So this is the first major skip of the game. It's a bit precise, and platforming in Souls games are pretty bad, so it might take me a bit. But I'm trying to just jump onto this ledge, and that'll let me clip through further down.
It's a really big sequence break that was found within even the first month of the game being released, maybe even the first week even.
Yeah.
And it skips you all the way to the forest, which is much later on. It's not done yet. He still has to get on this railing's other side, which is very commonplace to make the mistake. So
there we go.
That setup, it's all good.
Just going to open this gate here for safety. So we effectively just skipped 4 mandatory bosses.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, this is the, we haven't really said it, this is any %, as you can see on the screen though. But what you'll, 99% of the time, you'll see speedruns of this game as all bosses. It's much longer, and there's a lot more to do in that game, a lot more technical work, with many runners that you may recognize on Twitch that do that. But this hasn't been done in a while, and it's very uncommon, because how quick it is and how specific of the version that is needed. You need to have the original patch of the game, the unpatched version. And so that's what Brian's playing on right now.
Yeah, it's more like the, I think last year, Dark Souls 2 had a broken percent, and it kind of parodies that. It doesn't have any weird parry walking or anything like that, but we do have some neat sequence breaks where we can jump through some walls.
Yeah.
Pick up that item through the wall there. That's going to be a crucial item to supplement our damage later on.
There's another animation cancel when he grabbed it too because of that roll when he fell.
So we get a bit of bad RNG here if these guys attack. Luckily we dodged it.
Yeah, they're quick.
So if you take that area slow, there's dudes throwing Molotovs, and that whole lake is tar. Okay.
Yeah. This cannon's really strong, and he's trying to manipulate the shooter of it so he can get around it in a certain fashion without dying, of course.
So we had a donation incentive for getting the cannon, so we're going to branch off from the normal path here to go grab it. I wanted it to be more of a like a cannon percent donation incentive, but when I was routing it, I couldn't find a way to... I got that guy on me. Okay. So I just need to like bait this guy away from the ladder. There we go. But the last boss in the game, we can't reliably kill with the cannon. So unfortunately, I'm just going to use it to supplement my DPS. Plus, it's a cannon.
It's pretty strong.
Oh, that's fine. Oh, that might not be fine.
It's okay, you got the cannon.
Yeah, we got the cannon.
Think of this as I want to be the Boshi, but with loading screens.
So luckily we took the safe strats and we opened up the gate. So I'm just going to have to run past everything again. It's going to take about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. So if you want to get some donations in, now's the time.
Sure thing. Got a $500 donation from Sky Destinies. I like animals. I vote to save them. Thank you.
That's a lot of $500 donations.
Anonymous $250 donation. Been waiting for the Super Metroid run all week. Greetings from Sweden. Thank you. Anonymous $200 donation. Always been fun to watch. Now I have a job allowing me to show my appreciation. Go GDQ.
Since he did die down there and he hasn't taken a lamp yet, that's opening the door comes in handy here.
Yeah, this run isn't super marathon safe, so we're trying to make it as safe as possible. So the 2 seconds it takes me to get that is better than the 3 minutes it would have taken me to try and do that skip again. When I was here earlier, I didn't mention what I was picking up there. I picked up a Cold Blood 7. That is essentially a soul that you could expend, like in the Souls games. So it's just going to be a consumable that gives me blood echoes, which is experience in these games.
Yeah, currency too, yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to duplicate it later after I do a setup, and that's where the second character comes into play. We're going to branch off from the route at this point so we can get some safety blood vials. I already picked up the item I need down there, and this route is a bit safer unless I get bad dog RNG, but I should be okay.
Watch your health.
Yeah, they have bad tracking
Okay.
around that those tombstones there.
Alright, so he already had the cannon, so he doesn't have to take that path away from it now.
The light cannon scares me. So that cannon does like, even if I had twice the amount of health I have, which we'll have later, it'll still one-shot you. It does an insane amount of damage. And if you're not at full momentum when you enter its essentially aggro range, then it'll track pretty close to you. These guys are pretty scary. We're really low level for this area, so a lot of these guys will do a lot of damage to us.
And speaking of his movement, you'll notice the stamina bar underneath his red health bar. That's pretty much just as important to him as the health bar itself. It's he, as you can see right here, he'll let go of running before it actually reaches 0, because then you can start running whenever you'd like afterwards. If you drain it to 0 and then it recharges, it has to go to at least 75% before you can start running again. And this way you can just be running almost all the time. And, oh, this is a little tricky.
Yeah. So you want to Goomba stomp those guys to just kind of get them out of the way. They're really dangerous, and I need that upgrade material. That's the 3rd tier, and this is the 2nd tier here. There's a big snake guy off screen that just shot poison at me, but we're fine. You're going to see me just waste a bunch of these blood vials at this point, because I don't want them in my inventory when I'm doing duplications. Every time I do a cycle, it adds 1 extra input, which kind of throws off my game. And here's another skip coming up, where it's a lot easier than the other skip. You just here, off. Whoops. It's okay, we get out of this. Please. Please. Bloodborne, please.
Pretty sure it can happen.
Yeah, this is not good. I'm gonna teleport away.
The teleporting
Face
away.
palm.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. I wasn't paying attention. It's fine. It essentially does the same thing, but it's still unfortunate.
Sorry, we have a healthy estimate.
Yeah.
Guess we can give a shout out to the other Souls runners, Bloodborne specifically, I guess. Lately, there's been a lot of Sanso84, Elias, Distortion, QTT. Those guys are really good, and everybody else on SpeedSouls.com if you want to check them out.
Yeah, there's been a pretty big resurgence recently because of the DLC with the 100% route.
Yeah, very much harder bosses came with the DLC. But again, it's a much longer run, and it's a lot harder, especially since how recently the DLC came out. It was impossible to submit all bosses to AGDQ because there was going to be DLC at that point, and also because even if the runners right now still aren't that great at the new bosses of the DLC. They're good at them and they know their cycles, but it's still not marathon safe by far.
So I burned through a lot of blood vials at this point. Luckily, I have backups for my backups. So we could get this antidote here and take away that poison.
I guess as he's backtracking back to where he died and he's going for the skip, more donations if you have any.
Sure do. Before I do that, I'd like to announce that all of the donation incentives for Final Fantasy IV have been met.
Oh, nice.
So thank you to all the donators. But there are still plenty of incentives for naming all the characters, which you can see on the donation page, so feel free to check them out and donate for your favorite name. And obviously we also have Save or Kill the Animals. That run is coming up real soon, and right now, Kill is in the lead, $139,121 to Save's $129,017.49. About a $10,000 difference. It's been hanging around for a while, but the run hasn't even happened yet, so still plenty of things can happen before it does.
They died in the other run too, so if you want to see them saved, I don't know, just drop 10,000. The skip that he's actually going to do is going to put him into a boss room. But before he actually fights the boss, he's going to set up the duplication.
Yeah. So you'll see later that you're gonna encounter the boss, And the first time you encounter a boss, its AI is triggered by its introductory cutscene. But we are going to go into that boss arena from out of bounds. And if you exit the game while you're in a boss arena, it puts you back to your last known location before you enter the boss fight. So this is supposed to happen. All right. So I'm going to come into this boss arena from out of bounds here. I'm going to just... That's not what I want to equip. And then I'm going to exit the game. So when I come back into the game, it's going to put me back out of bounds where I was at the beginning, at the end of that skip. But for now, we need to make our second character.
And we will have a name for him. And that name is...
And his name is...
You know him as John Cena. It sounds like a lot of people have heard of him.
We did at Reddit.
How do I do all caps? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you to the donators for over $40,000 donated for the character names. Thank you very much.
All right. All right, so this is John Cena. John Cena, we're going to make a Noble Scion. Noble Scion has the least amount of health out of all the starting classes. His mission is to put 1 pebble into his storage box. And that's going to set up our dupes for later.
What's funny is that you're actually not going to see John Cena for the rest of this run.
Yeah, you can't see him. Some would say his time is now.
Yeah. It's true. Some did say that, yeah. Dude, nice 360s.
Ah.
All right, so like he said earlier, he could have died to go back to his hub world, but he doesn't need to go to progress, like in terms of the game's property, and so he's just going to die right here.
So we're going to take off our shirt to lower our resistances. We're going to need to sell it, and we can't sell stuff that we're wearing. I also made blood bullets. In this game, you could sacrifice health for ammo. So just makes it so I get 2-shotted by this werewolf here.
Have a $255 from Dugan. I've been watching the archive videos for years. I first caught GDQ live in the summer of 2014. Finally donated in SGDQ 2015. So here's to making a tradition. Putting this donation to fight Bahamut. Let's get 1.2 million. Thank you very much.
Okay, you had to be really careful there with those inputs, especially with these upcoming ones. They're even more important.
Yeah, so what I did there was I sold my shirt, then I went to the buy menu, and I bought 21 pebbles. You can only carry 20 pebbles on you at any time, so the 1 goes into overflow and goes into my storage. All right, so we're going back to Kev. Kev, we're just going to go to the end of the game with you. So John Cena's gone.
Where'd he go?
I can't see him.
Might be able to find him this Sunday night.
Oh, memes. All right, so this is the Shadows of Yharnam, and this is what I was talking about earlier. So since we didn't come through that fog gate there, their AI isn't going to trigger. So I'm just going to have my way with them. I'm going to eat a Beast Blood pellet here, and that lets me activate Beasthood. And that's that bar that's showing up here. So as I do these transform attacks, which is the best way to get Beasthood up, I'm going to be able to do more damage. But alternatively, I also take more damage. And I'm going to do that on all the fights that I'm going to do. In this particular fight, there's no danger, so it's fine.
And you can notice they're really not fighting back. He didn't go through the fog wall or enter this fight properly, so he never crossed his character over the flag within the code that actually activates their AI. The AI, I guess the AI is still there, but they're aggro. And they still look at you weird and they flinch, but that's really about it.
So I just want to move this last one to this fog gate, so I minimize moving later.
It was a hard fight.
Very slaughtered. Casually, it's one of the harder fights.
Yeah.
Let's get that last blood vial out of my inventory. Well, I also have I have antidotes too. I'm gonna have to drop those.
Oh, that attack sucks.
Yeah. I actually really like this enemy. It's called the Garden of Eyes in the strategy guide.
Ooh. just in case you guys forgot, we're playing Bloodborne.
It likes to remind you every couple minutes or so. All right. So now we're going to duplicate items. Let me get this out of my inventory first. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our Frenzy Cold Blood into the storage. And the game's going to think that's Pebbles because it's using the last known information from John Cena. And now I want to go to the storage. We have 99 Frenzy Cold Blood. And you can do that while you're in the stage as well. So we're going to also make our upgrade materials.
It's 196,000 blood echoes right there. Just a little bit, it doesn't hurt.
We got $500 from Ominous Cow. I've been playing through Bloodborne bit by bit for the last few weeks. It'd be hilarious to see it beaten so much faster. Also, save the animals. Thank you very much. Are you saying boo or moo? Oh.
I think it was a moo. That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
All right.
I also want to buy this set here. The resistances on a lot of the gear aren't very good. It doesn't really make a substantial difference, but this actually has really good beast head scaling, so it's pretty convenient that we could get it really easily. So now we're going to level up our items to a good number. Whoops. We're going to level up our cannon to 9 later. We're going to come back and level up when we have the good cold blood due that we get from this next boss.
Yeah, you don't have to talk to her to level up, by the way, so
Yeah.
you just kill her.
She talks a bit, so it's faster to just kill her, and we can still level up at her corpse. She'll pop back up if you gain insight, though. Insight is a pretty interesting mechanic that we're not going to use in this game, but you gain it from killing bosses and seeing weird stuff.
I have $300 from Hegemo Knight. I love this event. The variety of games on display is particularly spectacular this year. Cheers to all the runners and event staff for your hard work and dedication. Donation height. Put this towards the Leviathan fight in Final Fantasy IV.
All right. So
Thank you.
We got a skip coming up here. All right. So normally there would be a death plane if you go out of bounds and fall through the world, but instead we're just going to enter the boss arena.
All right. When you normally go to fight this boss, you have to go through a castle, get a key, open a door, talk to an old man, jump down a hole. Or not a hole, but off a cliff. And then you'll encounter in the water that you can walk on Rom, which is this giant boss. And it's not that easy. He's just like a lot of Souls enemies. It's a really big guy with really quick attacks sometimes. And they're very strong attacks too.
So this is the most off-putting part of the run. It unfortunately has ads, and these spiders have a bunch of attacks that could just kill you from off-screen, especially if they're on like the other side of ROM. As you can see, that was just like this torpedo attack they have.
You also notice when he's getting hurt, he can attack as soon as he's done getting hurt, and his health will come back a little bit. That's a really cool mechanic in this game because your vials are finite when you're around, as opposed to Dark Souls, where your Estus flasks will come back. That's okay. As he was fading away, he was trying to go for a certain attack, like an overhead, that would stagger him and give him the chance to get a few more hits before he would spawn more spiders. Because during this phase, you don't want a lot of health on him, because it's just even harder.
Right. So he has 3 major attacks, or she rather. They're pretty avoidable. It's mostly the spiders that are the problem. I'm not going to kill the spiders in every phase. That's unfortunate. I want to get her to 50%, and that'll cause her to teleport again and go into phase 3. And there's the stun I wanted. So,
Luckily, the spiders kind of do their own thing most of the time.
yeah, they'll try and converge with the other spiders, but they're pretty far away. That web attack that you saw there, that's particularly dangerous. Hmm. Alright.
It was close.
Alright, so we should be relatively safe. Ah, please. Boom, cannon.
There we go. And spiders will kill themselves.
Alright. So now we have the kin Cold Blood, and that's the best one in the game.
She's behind you.
She's behind me?
So,
There she is, okay. Yeah. So, after we kill her, we need to find Yarnum. She spawns and triggers a cutscene. It's kind of hard to find her. She blends in, and there's no real visual cues because of the water on the floor. So, there are 3 moon sequences in this game, and that triggers, like, doors opening and whatnot. Because we skipped 4 bosses, we skipped the second one. So we're going to go right to the third one, which is what the cutscene I just skipped goes to. And it's going to teleport us to a door that would normally be closed that we were nowhere near. So luckily it teleports us there, so we don't have to run all the way over there. There we go.
It's a pretty dangerous area too, because he's still not the highest level that he's going to be, so his vitality is still low. And once again, these enemies can do a lot of pain.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and take this lantern and go back and level up a bit more. Now that we have the best Cold Blood, each cycle we get will give us 2 million echoes. Also, we can max out the cannon.
There's a quick donation.
Time for some more donations? Yeah, okay, good. $100 from Kubia Azureski. I've watched for 2 years, and I finally have a job that allows me to donate. My mother passed from brain cancer, and I wish I could donate more so no one would ever have to go through that ever again. To all runners, you continually astound me with the things you do and are fantastic to watch. That being said, we're all here for speed running, so kill those animals. Thank you very much. We have $250 from Smigson. My dad got leukemia about 17 years ago, but thanks to our heroes in white coats and their funded research, he made it and now has been cancer-free for 16 years. Here is hoping that the imminent $1 million, well, we made it $1 million, enables more heroes to help more people kick cancer's ass. Greetings from Sweden.
Get
Thank you
that
very
million
much.
anytime now. We're so close.
$100 from LLS Dancer. AGDQ is an amazing charity event. I recently lost my mom to complications related to lymphoma. I would love to see cancer prevention continue to grow and save more lives in the future. Save the animals.
All right, so you can see how the menuing is really complicated and takes a mixture of muscle memory and just good knowledge of the game. And just like other Souls games, when you're pausing the menu, you can still walk around. So you can imagine how that's kind of weird to hold in the controller, to navigate the menu with the D-pad and to also move around with the analog stick. So he has to hold it in sort of like a claw way with his left hand. And that's not the easiest to do if you ever try it yourself. Just try to optimize the direction he's walking in to go back from merchant to bench to merchant to bench, and then finally to the stone for traveling and leveling up.
All right, we have another skip coming up. It is, it's about 3 to 4 minutes of running. It's pretty precise, but I can actually set up for it. So that's fine. if you're falling and you exit the game, it uses your last known information and puts you back where it thinks you were. I think I clipped on top of the fence there. If I didn't, then I could try and set up again. It's a pretty big in-game time save, but unfortunately it's not the greatest thing to watch unless you want to look at this logo a bunch.
It's a wonderful
So,
logo.
I'm going to give it about 3 resets, and if I don't get it, then we're just going to run it.
$100 anonymous donation. I'm donating on behalf of my grandmother, who fought cancer twice. She got me into Goof Troop and Donkey Kong from a young age of 4. Thank you to Yagamoth for enlightening me on 1-player 2-controller runs. It was a pleasure watching him wreck that game. Good luck, have fun, and kill the animals.
Unfortunately, we did not get the clip on the fence. And if we fall down here, we have to fight those guys because they'll aggro us if we try and run back up here, and they'll shoot me off the fence. So precise movement in Bloodborne and the other Souls games are it's pretty hard. The controls are pretty ham-fisted, so you can't really move precisely.
We have another anonymous $100 donation. Happy to be donating for my first time this year. Been watching AGDQ runs for years. This is the first time I've caught it live. My mom and I are both lifers, and so I'm happy to support the cause. Let's get that million. Obviously, we got the million. Endlessly impressed with all the runners, and I'm happy that Twitch and the Yeti will give them a generous outlet to shine. Now, for the love of all that's holy, please save the animals. Thank you very much.
Dude, I hope we get the million soon.
Yes.
I could feel it coming.
$123.45 for Iranith. A Link to the Past was the first game I would ever truly beat. Use no guides either. Basically means I donate during.
Wait.
Sorry, go ahead.
There's a little bit. No, you're okay.
Yeah, you can keep talking.
Shout out to the people who chose the donation messages to read. Thank you.
There's just 2 parts to the skip that are really important. This is the second jump, just as hard and important as the first.
So I'm trying to just line up here. It's about right. Oh, the baby's awake. No, I didn't get it. Okay, so we're just going to run. But you could see as I was falling there, there was a platform there. I want to try and clip onto it and then roll down and then roll down again. But I'm going to spare you all the excessive loading screens.
I have $250 from Iliatar. First time donating, wanted to get my first donation in for my all-time favorite game, Bloodborne. Glad to see it included and want to shout out to FatB for what I'm sure will be an excellent run. My donation is in honor of the O'Byrne family who lost their father just this past week. Donations like these can hopefully prevent others from ever experiencing such a tragedy. Kill the animals. Thank you very much. $100 from Alan234. May the good blood guide your way, Hunter. Thank you very much.
Yeah, there's a lot of descending you have to do for that skip. Well, that skip would save. And this is the route otherwise.
Yeah. Fortunately, on both routes, there is a pile of bolt paper, which we're going to use in addition to the Beast Blood pellets to supplement our DPS. The next 3 bosses in the game have pretty weak bolt resistance, so it's pretty good. You also get to check out Lasers McGee over here. All right.
Yeah, it's a very strong attack as well.
I'm gonna Goomba stomp a dog. Oh, I missed. Whoops.
He was talking about in-game time earlier and how that's different than what's happening right now. When you're typically how leaderboards are constructed and how you judge whether or not you have a new personal best or not, or maybe even a world record, is based on the in-game time of this. So when you're done with your run and you reload your character or you look at the load character screen, you can see the hours, minutes, seconds that is spent on said character. And loading screens are not included towards that, thankfully, or else records would not be judged based on skill. It would just be judged on how well you can look at a screen that says Bloodborne.
Yeah. So if I was, sitting at home grinding a PB, every time I would reload the game failing that skip, I only lose about 4 seconds, which is fine because I would take all that time to run back down here.
All right, this is a really tough boss to make sure you don't die on. So he's got to make sure everything's okay here. There's 2 different forms of enemies. This guy and even like firebolt archers from above the balconies.
It's getting bad fireball RNG here.
It's really not too bad though, because like earlier during the ROM fight, as mentioned, you can refill your health. That was a really, really good fight.
Usually, after that boss dies, he does an explosion. Fortunately, I was able to get far away enough that it doesn't cause lag. For some reason, it really lags the game when he does the explosion if you're looking directly at it. So now we're going to descend into the nightmare from the dream. We have to pass through the lecture building, which is just a hallway. So if you want to do donations, we're going to have a bit of running and then a loading screen.
Alrighty. $50 from Mr. Dean. This goes to the Bloodborne run. We're looking forward to this all week. Today is my birthday. I won't be home to watch it, unfortunately, but I will definitely watch the restream. Shout out to my Pathfinder buddies who may be watching. Let's break 1 million for cancer research.
Happy birthday, buddy. Today's
And
also
also,
my birthday.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Fear the old blood, by the gods, fear it, FatB. Thank you very much.
Yeah, speaking of birthdays, it's I don't think there's been another runner at the event where, at least this event, where it's their birthday the same day that they're doing their run. So I guess happy birthday, FatB.
Happy birthday to me.
Hey to you. Happy birthday. Blue Glass knows what's up. It's in spirit. This is one of the longest walks for a death.
Yeah. So I wanted to just chill behind that barrier for a minute just to get a late cycle on what's happening is there's a I'm not going to spoil the game, but there's a giant enemy up there that's raining down Frenzy, which is this meter that's filling up. Frenzy doesn't do a bunch of damage to you inherently, but after the bar gets filled, it does 70% of your maximum health. So if that fills up, you're dead.
It's kind of like bleeding.
Except all the damage happens at once.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, this guy clipped through the wall, so I have to move him. This is my least favorite enemy. Hope no one has arachnophobia.
They would have found that out on ROM.
Not true.
Alright, this guy here, in his rapier, is really annoying.
I can do some precise movement and dodge it. And this guy blocks the way a little bit, so you just buffer stamina there. So coming up, we have a iconic Souls enemy, which is the big lady with the cleaver. That's rude. Okay.
She heard you say big.
I shouldn't have said that. She heard it too.
He goes to that part of the elevator, so he can be behind cover because there's also an archer in there.
Alright, so coming up is Micolash Cage. Normally I have him pretty consistent, but he was wrecking me earlier in the practice room, so I'm just going to take that just for safety.
Mm-hmm. If there's any Lobos Jr. Subscribers out there, feel free to express your emoticons in the chat room of Games Done Quick.
So this is the first phase. Essentially, there's a... It's not really a maze, but it's a series of hallways, and you need to lead Micolash down into a room where you could actually fight him. So he's always going to go the opposite way that you came, unless we get good RNG, and he just goes right into the boss room.
Yeah.
So this is the boss fight, or the boss arena that we're going to fight him in first. Gonna just set up here.
Yeah, wants to set up before entering the room because the skeletons will spawn when he gets to the center of it.
Yeah.
We'll
This one
probably
didn't
wanna-
pop up, so I'm just gonna get these. They're gonna They can also feign death, which is annoying. Alright, you're back up. Alright.
He
So-
wants to do that quick so he doesn't run out of his bolt paper.
So in this phase of the fight, Micolash only has that tentacle attack. And I want to bait it. Oh, okay. That was unfortunate. But I got him
Alright.
stuck in this corner, so we should be okay.
Alright, that's a good chunk of health gone.
Yep. So, another, like, hurdle we have to jump through with this fight is, Micolash talks to you during the fight, and to skip his dialogue, you have to hit X. And if you're hitting X, it can trigger your gestures. If in this game you can trigger gestures by holding X and using the 6-axis motion to that's not what I wanted to do. Stop. Okay. To do like a wave or something. Unfortunately, that is the worst mechanic in the game. Alright, so I just want to get a setup for a quick kill here, but Micolash is pretty resistant to the cannon, or weak to the cannon. So, alright. So we're just going to get him to keep re-teleporting
Alright,
there,
there we
and
go.
that is the quick kill. Normally, you would have to lead him into a boss room, and because you're racing behind him, he would close the gate behind you, which causes you to go all the way back up to this top floor, and then jump down, and then fight him. And then you have to wait for him to die, and then trigger this cutscene to open the gate, which is a pretty big time loss. But fortunately, we got the quick kill. So now we're heading to the last boss of the game. I'm gonna take this lantern here, just for safety. Otherwise, it's a 5-minute run-up. Another iconic Souls thing is a mid-boss showing up as a generic enemy.
Yeah, those these enemies right here that he fought earlier.
I mean, you could call it a fight.
Yeah.
So these are the pigs, again. An interesting thing to note is pigs are neutral, and they'll fight other enemies if you bait them into attacking them. So maybe we could see them have a fight over here. Ah, there they go. Alright, so if you look in the top right, and you listen in, you can see that I'm getting souls, which is them fighting. Oh, the pig died. The pig's 9,000. The shadows are 2,000 and change.
Alright, so the wet nurse. It's the baby.
Some would say that's the main objective of the game, is to get the baby to shut up.
No more baby rage.
Alright. So this fight's pretty easy, as long as I'm able to get behind her. I need to manage my stamina so that I have a good amount to wail on her if she tries to go into Phase 2. Phase 2 consists of her creating a clone, and the clone will teleport around and throw out an attack and then teleport away. Also makes the arena dark and purple, so my visibility is pretty bad. So I'm just going to get a couple quick shots in and then wait for her to do another attack.
It's a really cool boss fight, though.
Luckily we have the cannon though. The cannon does a bunch of poise damage even though she's really resistant to Blood Tinge, which is the gun scaling in this game. All right. That's unfortunate. All right, so in the interest of not dying, I'm gonna try and get some hits in, but I need to also be safe.
Luckily, he's a pretty high level.
Yeah.
So you can just see how it turns to Havoc.
I got it. Please. Please.
There you go.
Okay. All right. So after the baby stops crying, the lantern's going to spawn here. And we're going to be able to trigger the end of the game.
Yeah, the end of the game is coming up soon, and as well as time.
Yeah. We do have one more loading screen, though.
In case you missed them.
Yeah.
Still playing Bloodborne.
I'm doing that. We did get a cage earlier. Okay, there it goes.
True ending. All right. You could fight him, or you could just, you know.
I was trying to show off the 6-axis, but okay. And that's Bloodborne.
That's time. Yeah.
$46.49.
That's a bit over.
Well, you know, considering the loading screens.
Yeah.
All right, great job, FatB. Another round of applause for him, please. All right, after that great run, we're not done with this marathon yet. We still have a couple of games left. Coming up next is Super Metroid.
That should be fun.
What's that?